after the music.
I mostly need the words.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, thank you for filling out all those papers.
Oh, no worries.
We'll give you more to go home with.
Yeah,
Sorry about
I
that.
completely understand.
But at this point, we have to make sure that you sign everything so you don't have to do it over.
No worries.
This paper talks a little bit about PCIT.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to take that home, go to this one right here.
Okay.
Parent-child interaction therapy. Oh, the trucks are rolling out.
Okay, this one is perfect.
Did I need to initial each of the lines? Or
No,
just
that's
okay.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
the other one. You have to initial all of them. But
I think I did one. So
Yeah,
that way.
yeah. And then that's the notice of privacy practices. If you want to take that.
Oh, okay.
And let me make sure if
Yeah, I didn't see no signature on there.
Nope.
Yeah, all right. And the consent for outpatient treatment, those are the ones.
Yeah.
you
Liam's
need
been in
to
some kind of
cover.
therapy since he was 9 months old.
Oh,
So
so you kind of
This is not new.
I'm pretty okay with those.
But this is with us, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right. Krista does a pa, 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 pa.
Yeah.
You know, she's so used to it.
No
But
worries.
me, I'm getting used to that, yeah.
Did you have any questions about the KU form?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And those are the
Sometimes people are like,
authorization.
"Do you have to go
Yeah, I
to
figured like
lawyers?"
this is for if you guys need to do it for somewhere and to leave it blank, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, okay. You did it twice, yes. For some reason, they want it twice. And
So always good
that's
to have
pretty
extras.
much,
And that's what it is.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. All right. And I don't know if you all wrote that, your name, Melanie, is French.
It is, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. My middle name is Renee, is also.
Interesting. Yeah. My
And I
last
speak
name-
like 3 sentences and that's it.
Yeah, my last name is Aimee, and
Oh.
sometimes it's kind of hard for people to say
Mhm.
Aimee, they say Amy.
Yeah.
But because you say Renee, I say, okay, so
Yeah.
you have the right accent for it. Okay. Okay. At this point, I'm going to review with you some of the information we got from the referral to make sure that
Okay.
if we don't have any updates, and we're going to also do what we call an intake questionnaire
Okay.
and ask you some questions about how things have been with Liam over the past few years or few months. And
He's been placed with us since birth. Like
since
when he,
birth. Okay.
well, yeah, since he was released from NICU, he came into our custody.
Okay, all right. So you are basically the parent that he knows, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we were able to finalize his adoption when he was 6 months old, so.
Oh,
Very
okay,
fast,
That's
yeah.
wonderful. Yeah. So
How long was he in the NICU?
29 days.
Okay.
29 days. Okay.
He had withdrawals from marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It was opiates too, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, sorry.
No, that's fine. That's pretty good. 29 days isn't that long.
Yeah, no.
Good.
I mean,
It feels long at the time. But.
yeah, he's an awesome kid.
Mm-hmm. But what I saw here in the some of the reasons why it was referred to us, I see that you check ADD, ADHD, and developmental delay, and also mental illness. Are you referring to him or is a birth parent?
Birth parents on that.
Oh, okay.
He's been diagnosed with apraxia, autism, ADHD, and then he has several delay. He's always, like he's been in physical therapy or occupational therapy or something like that from very young.
And they do that at school or they come to your house?
Younger, they came to our house. Then we did Children's Mercy. We did Children's Mercy for physical therapy and speech therapy. And then he's been, since he was 3, in the Park Hill School District with their speech pathologist.
Oh, okay.
So he has, I want to say 45, no, it's 90 minutes a week with the speech therapist is that 90 minutes of his IEP is speech therapy at
Okay. At the school. Okay. And how do you see that progressing?
It's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah. The last 2 years, it's like Liam does everything on his own time frame. Whether it's potty training or or putting on a sock by himself. Once he decides he's going to do it, then it's like, did he ever have any issues with it at all? But it's until he's ready. Like, he absolutely refused to do any kind of potty training whatsoever until he was 5 and a half. And all of a sudden one day he's like, I'm going to go to the potty. I'm like, okay. And then he's never had an accident day or night since then, ever.
Very strong-willed.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's how he kind of is with everything. And same way with talking. Like, he wouldn't speak at all. And then now he talks like crazy. And it took, and the speaking is a little bit different because now you can understand almost everything he says. But that took until last year until, just figured it out. And then he's done.
So the speech therapy really helped him.
Yes, the speech therapy is amazing. He still has like certain syllable combinations and things like that he struggles with, but it's now, he'll put a long sentence together.
Okay.
It's, it's not like, even just last year in kindergarten, it was very rarely more than 3 words in a sentence.
Oh, okay.
And now, now you can't get him to be quiet sometimes.
Okay. Wow.
So it's awesome.
Okay. So the question I have related to what you just said, you say that he does things when he wants to.
Yes.
And you also say that he was diagnosed with autism. But what did they start doing with him with the IEP? Does he have like a plan that they are following with him in school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lots of different things. Like, through his IEP, he has speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and then he has social emotional, like, group therapy and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because he doesn't, the thing is like, he's not a typical autistic child.
He's pretty high functioning.
He's very high functioning.
Okay.
And if you're an adult, you met him without children around, you wouldn't notice it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't have friends. He still doesn't make eye contact with peers, but he's never met an adult that he doesn't absolutely love and touch and wants to cuddle with and things like that.
I love it.
Yeah. He's very squishy, cuddly boy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But he's got lots of quirks that are, just very Liam. And he has, I think one of the biggest things about him, and that's why I sometimes question the autism diagnosis, if it's autism or extreme anxiety. He has very high anxiety if he's not in a comfortable situation.
Yep.
It's hard to explain that to therapists a lot because, the kid's grown up in Children's Mercy's waiting room.
Yeah.
So he loves doctor's offices. He loves this setting. He will be all about it.
Yeah.
But drive by a park that has a bounce house and he climbs into a shell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk about going to a parade and he is not about it. But say he loves Crown Center. We've grown up going to Crown Center doing things like that. Tell him that and he'll just close his eyes until he's in the part that he knows he's comfortable with and then he's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So he has to have that level of comfort.
Yeah. And that's really great because it's important for him to feel comfortable with who he is, and that we make him feel comfortable with who he is.
He's very comfortable with his routine.
Yeah. Okay. And what I'm hearing is that you are aware of who he is and you are meeting him where he's at.
Right. I still push
really
him to do
wonderful.
things that he's not comfortable with because I think that he should be challenged. I don't want to shelter him too much, but I also can tell when it's okay. This is too much. We've got to enough.
Those are wonderful cues. Yeah, I really commend you for that.
Oh, well, thank you.
But the reason why I'm saying that is not just it's not just talk, because I work with children who had a IEP because I come from a teaching background, and sometimes it's so difficult to get to let the parents understand that each child learns differently.
Yes.
And it's good to meet the child where they're at and then push them.
Right. And we're really lucky. His school district is amazing and they work really hard with him because he just takes everything so literal. Like right now he's struggling so much with math because, and like the word problems they're working on, like reading the problem and things like that. Because if you have a question over here where you're talking about something, you take away, you have 10 and you take away 2 and now you have 8, and down here, if you reverse the numbers, well, this just said this. Reversing numbers are something that he can't handle that right now, and he gets very upset. He doesn't understand why. And like 0, he can't understand the concept of nothing. So it's things like that he just struggles with, but like they're amazing and like doing different things with it. So we're really fortunate.
Okay, that's great.
So how did you hear about PCIT?
Okay, so we've tried to get into the Children's Mercy program several times, but it keeps getting like pushed back or this or that. And Liam went to the special ed preschool with Gerner and Park Hill, and so he had already had an IEP for 2 years. At the end of kindergarten, it was getting ready to renew. So his the teachers and the staff there really wanted him to get an evaluation to see if, because they really strongly felt that he had autism and things, and they wanted to make sure that his IEP reflected that because it's good for 3 years. And so we had to get in somewhere fast, so I called in a favor because we were licensed through Crittenton in St. Luke's when we initially fostered.
Yeah. And
so they don't usually accept if they're not still in the foster program or the other problem is we couldn't find anyone that would accept Liam because he was 5. And a lot of the therapists that would do evaluations won't do it until they're 7.
Yeah.
So they let us go there, and so we've been going to his psychiatrist at Crittenton, and then I can't remember, it's because his psychiatrist just left and she just started.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And so she recommended us come here.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Great.
Great. In a way, you answered some of the question. No, that's fine because
I ramble on.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
in a way, you answered the reasons why you were bringing Liam to us and what you did so far to address some of the issues you mentioned. But the question we have for you, since you are going to start services with us, what do you expect you and your family to act differently when services have ended here?
Well, I think that I don't think we've ever really ended one thing where we haven't went on to somewhere else and to try something new. We mainly just talk to his doctors and the therapists at school or whatever to see what they suggest that we continue to do outside of school, so it's not just in that setting. Whatever we can to make his life easier.
Okay.
PCIT is great. It's evidence-based, and there's a lot of research that supports work with kids with autism, but also with developmental delays and problems with social skills, self-regulation, kind of the whole gambit. So I think you're going to walk away with a lot more tools.
That's awesome.
And it's really fun. Really.
And the way it's planned, I don't want to say challenges, but the activities that we're going to do through the sessions, they kind of increase over time. So when you were referring to pushing him, to try new things, so it's going to be done gradually.
Awesome.
And if for some reasons there is a resistance, quote unquote, so we can always go back to where we were at, revisit it, and then go forward again. You see, so that's what is really interesting, about the PCIT.
Yeah,
so
I'm super excited.
There is no failure, in that sense, because we go to the child's rhythm, and you're with him as well, and we will always discuss, what's best for him and for your family as we go along.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, that's wonderful. So Liam is living with you in the adoptive home, and what are the other people he lives with in the house?
Well, my husband.
Okay.
And then his biological half sister we also adopted, who is 18 months younger than him.
Okay. All right. Good. And I saw in the medical information here that there is prior mental health treatment, and was he exposed to drugs and alcohol,